We're back! No intro here, but this is part 2 of episode 7. And go listen to part 1 if you haven't already, if you want to. I'm not going to waste any more time on the intro, because Sebastian and I have already been recording for nearly 2 hours. Woo! So, yeah, let's hop into this, finish this up. Journey in the Mystery, 93, The Mysterious Radioactive Man. Ugh. We start out with Thor taking out a squadron of communists who are attacking an Indian medical base.
Yes.
I say Indian, I actually mean Indian, not a Native American. So, Thor blocks their path after he defeats them, and so they all get mad. And this communist scientist, let me say this now, all the communists are actually colored yellow. That is incredibly racist.
I noticed that as well.
It's I don't think they're really aware of all this stuff, because they color Asians yellow.
Yes.
They color Native Americans red in a lot of cases.
They did,
which is also racist. So, I don't know. That's no good. Anyway, this communist scientist, in an attempt to defeat Thor, somehow has been infusing himself with radioactivity for the past several years, making him immune to radiation. And then so he doses himself to turn him into a radioactive man. And then he destroys his lab to make sure nobody else can learn his secret.
Not how radiation works.
Yeah, right.
He just has a raging case of cancer.
Yep, that would be what happens. He swims to America and jumps onto the shore of New York, but he gets caught up in customs. But why? Just swim to a part along the shore where there's not customs. Dude. There are just docks just around that you can just go to one of those. And so he has to fight all the police and the guards there. And so he issues a challenge to Thor. He's like, "Fight me, you son of a bitch." And the police are just like, "I wish we could drop a bomb on him, but there are too many people around." There are some issues with that. If he's the radioactive man, would it really affect him?
No.
I mean, maybe if you got him in the explosion. But if you are not exactly precise in that and don't hit him with the bomb directly,
yeah,
the radiation is not going to kill him.
Nope.
Oh my god. So anyway, Dawn finishes the surgery, and everyone's like, "Thor's a coward. He's not fighting the radioactive man." And Dawn's like, I'm sorry, I'm doing a surgery." So he tries to fight the radioactive man, but he cannot do it for a lot of reasons. I think he tries to throw Mjolnir at him.
Yeah, but his radioactivity
repels it. But then Thor gets hypnotized
by the radioactive powers.
What the fuck?
That doesn't make sense.
I'm so close on just giving up on trying to make any sense out of the science and just giving everything that even tries to involve science a 1 star. But then I would give everything a 1 star.
Yeah. Well, anyway, radioactive man commands Thor to throw his hammer away, so he does that. And then after 60 seconds, obviously, he changed back into Don Blake,
who is no longer hypnotized.
Yes.
And then he runs over to the Hudson River. Well, okay, hang on. Not yet. He goes back to his lab to build a device that can locate Thor's hammer. How does he do that? He is a medical doctor. He is not a scientist.
No.
So Don finds the hammer at the bottom of the Hudson River, and he dives down to grab it. He should not be able to survive this. It's at the bottom of the Hudson River. I think he says it's 80 feet down. He is a disabled man. He has a bad leg.
Yeah.
I don't think he would realistically be able to make it down to the bottom of the Hudson River.
Probably not.
So he gets it, and he comes back up his Thor, and he uses a tornado to whirl the radioactive man away, which also apparently kills him in the process, because he drops him into communist Russia, and radioactive man just explodes.
Yeah, like an atom bomb.
So, first of all, Thor probably killed a lot of innocent people by doing that.
Oh, yeah.
But also, why did he just do that in the fucking first place? If that's an option. I don't know, these are making me angry. 2 stars.
2 star.
Okay, but this next one's actually good.
Alright, that was actually a pretty good one.
Amazing Spider-Man number 3. Spider-Man vs. Dr. Octopus.
Yes.
Okay, so, start out right away. We should mention this is a crossover. I forgot this was a crossover. But the Human Torch appears.
So. At this point, he's Fantastic. One person of the Fantastic Four has appeared in 2 out of the 3 Spider-Man comics.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right.
This starts off with the origin of Dr. Octopus. He's performing some atomic tests using his arms so that he can perform the experiments from behind like this radiation protected area.
Yes.
But it's really weird how it's drawn. It just looks like a shield, and his arms are just poking around the sides. That wouldn't protect you from radiation.
No, it was drawn weirdly. I don't know.
So anyway, he performs these experiments, but something goes wrong, and he gets infused with radiation, which damages his brain, and it grafts his arms onto his skin.
Yes.
Now he's evil.
Yep.
And he wakes up, and he breaks out of the hospital, and he seizes control of the scientific facility that he works for. Meanwhile, J. Jonah Jameson goes off, asks Pete to go and get pictures of Dr. Octopus.
Because nobody else can.
Right. So, Peter goes to the hospital as Spider-Man, and he sees Ock holding the scientist hostage. So Spidey goes in, and Dr. Octopus just fucking thrashes him.
Yeah.
I think he does bitch slap him at one point, just across the face.
It knocks him out,
apparently. Yeah. So it shows here that Dr. Octopus is able to break Spider-Man's webs.
Yep.
Also, I don't know if you caught this, but he's like, "You won't stop me, Superman!"
I didn't catch that.
Yep, that's what it said. So Dr. Octopus easily beats Spider-Man, throws him out of the hospital.
Yep.
But all of the prisoners escaped. All the hostages, the scientist hostages escaped. So Dr. Octopus is like, "Fuck it, I'm going to the atomic plant." So he takes over the atomic plant, and the government locks down the plant to try to stop any casualties. So meanwhile, Peter's like, "I'm a horrible Spider-Man. I'm going to give up." Yeah, so Spider-Man's a sad boy.
Yeah.
But then the Human Torch gives an inspiring speech.
At his school.
Oh, man. He's like, "Yeah, I wanted to take down Dr. Octopus myself, but I am sick, so my flame is not working."
Yeah.
So Peter's like, "Okay, I gotta do it again."
Yeah, he goes back to defeat Doc Ock again, and is successful. Right.
So, so Dr. Octopus sees him on the security cams, and he set up a whole bunch of traps.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man just evades them all. So he goes into a chem lab where he's able to make a device to stop Dr. Octopus. Basically, he shoots a chemical at Doc Ock's arms, which fuses them together. And then Spider-Man webs his face and just lands one good punch in.
Yep.
And Dr. Octopus is just a guy, so he just takes him out. And the army captures him. Peter's like, "Hey, thanks, Johnny, for being inspiring." And that's it. 5 stars from me.
I gave it 4.
I don't know. I think this is great. It's really, really good. Dr. Octopus
he was great.
A classic villain.
Yeah.
He is really good until he marries Aunt May. And then it's...
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
All downhill.
That was weird.
Yeah. You wait till we get to that. It'll take us like 4 years, but we'll get there.
That was weird. I know the story behind that. That was weird.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready for more solo Human Torch, everybody?
We're having a rough...
I'm not.
Rough week, alright?
This is not a good week for comics. Okay. Strange Tales 109, The Sorcerer and Pandora's Box.
Awful.
So Johnny starts out, he's like, "I don't want to go to school. I want to go on a mission.
Yeah.
I'm so good, I want to go on a mission." And they're like, "No, Johnny, you have to go to school the next day. You can't go on a mission."
Yeah.
So Johnny goes off. He does some good things. But one of them is just harassing this old man. Because there's this guy, he's named the Sorcerer, and he's basically like threatening to unleash his giant dogs on some kids.
That are trespassing.
Sure.
On his properties.
Right. So Johnny, though, is like... Doesn't he, like, try to burn the dogs?
No, he puts a fire leash around them to stop
them
from moving. And then they have, like, an argument. And then he basically lights his forest on fire.
Yeah,
encircling the house. And then the sorcerer's like, "Alright, I'm fine, I'm sorry, I'll give up."
Yeah.
So then he just puts out the flames.
Like, what the hell?
What the hell?
That is not... That's pretty legally dubious there.
Yeah.
You could also definitely get sued for surrounding someone's house in a wall of fire. It's revealed, though, that the sorcerer is in possession of Pandora's box.
Yes.
Which was somehow accidentally shipped to him. That would never happen. Especially not with Pandora's fucking box from Greek mythology. And so he plans to use it to exact revenge on the world. So we cut to 2 weeks later, where the sorcerer robs a bank using the Pandora's demons of hatred and forgetfulness. So basically, he makes everyone hate each other and fight each other, so he can steal it, and then he uses forgetfulness to make everyone forget.
Yes.
So he continues to commit crimes. This is really weird, because apparently, according to this comic, one of Pandora's demons is sleepiness.
Yeah.
And he robs a party with sleepiness. He robs an art gallery with paralysis.
Paralyzing everybody.
He robs a fur trading area with a cold demon.
I think it was plague disease or something.
No, that one was cold. There was another one that was plague. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, Johnny and the police are like, "Yo, this is generally where the guy is," and so the Human Torch is like, "Well, the sorcerer lives kind of close to there, so that must be where it is." So he goes to the sorcerer's house and he confronts him, and he's attacked by the evils. So the evil disease gets burned. This is where some inconsistencies happen, because literally in the last issue, Johnny could not use his flame because he was sick, but now he just burns a disease.
Yeah.
Apparently there's also a demon of flood.
That's not a demon. He just basically summons a tsunami inside of his house. That's all he did.
Right, and then so that extinguishes Johnny's flame. The cops arrive, but then foolishness and laziness take out the cops. In an attempt to fool the sorcerer, Johnny is like, "Yo, can I just choose how I die?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Let me die how I lived. By flame." So Johnny absorbs the flame, and he's able to flame on now. And the sorcerer is hit by the Pandora's demon of fear, which incapacitates him, and then Johnny just drops the box to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 stars, I think, is what I gave it.
I give 2.
I'm verging on 1, but I think it's not bad enough to give it 1, so... Tales to Astonish number 44, The Creature from Cosmos. This is only important in any way because it's the first appearance of the Wasp.
Yes.
That being said, this is a pretty shit story.
This is bad.
So...
really bad.
So we start out, we get some additional backstory on Hank. Why do they put it here? I don't know. But basically, it reveals that he used to be married to someone who was once a political prisoner of Hungary.
Yes.
So, for some reason, they decide to honeymoon there. And Hank's wife is kidnapped and killed by the communists, and her father's laboratory, which is in the U.S., is sabotaged and exploded.
Yes.
So, Hank goes insane, and he goes to jail, and he goes back to the U.S., and this is kind of what drove him to become Ant-Man.
Yep.
So, in the present day, Hank is like, "Yo, I need a partner," and he starts working on stuff for a Wasp-like partner.
Yes.
So, later that day, what a coincidence, he's visited by Janet Van Dyne,
Yeah.
the Wasp, and her scientist father, who wants help with the project. Hank at this point is like, "Wow, Jan looks a lot like my ex-wife, but she's so much younger and a child."
Yeah.
These people do get married. So this is just starting off very creepy. But anyway, so Hank is like, "I can't help with your experiment, dude. I'm sorry, it's not my field."
Yeah.
And so they all leave. But Jan's father continues to experiment. Basically, he's trying to push a beam into space to try to make contact with an alien.
Yep.
So to track an alien force down to Earth, who is a criminal on his own planet, which was called Cosmos, for trying to make an army of slaves, which he also wants to do on Earth.
Yes.
So the alien kills Janet's dad.
Yep.
And Jan discovers that and calls Hank, and Hank thinks that she's pranking him.
I don't know why you would think that.
That is such a dick thing to do.
Seriously.
If you're, I get that if it was a prank, that would be a dick move on Jan's part. But also, why would you take that as a joke if there's any possibility of it being real?
Yeah, seriously.
So anyway, he's like, "Oh shit, she is telling the truth," and so he goes to investigate as Ant-Man, and he's like, "I kind of am getting a crush on Jan a little bit." And he's like, "I can't do it. I can't do it."
But he does it anyway.
He finds out the alien is a relative of Ant's. I don't understand.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
So Hank returns to the lab and asks Jan to come by, and so Hank is like, "I'm Ant-Man. Will you be my Wasp?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "I'll do it." So they gear up. Basically, Wasp's whole thing here is that she takes the pill, and then it makes her sprout wings. Do I have that right?
I was super lost
Yeah.
with this whole Wasp ordeal, honestly.
Also, her costume looks like complete shit.
It looks
it's so
bad.
It's like a weird red jumpsuit and then just like a weird spiky
She
hat.
has a volcano on her head.
Also, if Hank can do this, why didn't he make himself wings instead of just having to use the ants?
Yeah.
So Jan is like, all right, let's do this. Let's go and do our thing. And Jan's like, hey, I want to tell you, in case something happens, I think I'm in love with you.
Woo! Oh, God. Oh, boy.
What the hell? They met literally like yesterday.
Boys.
I mean, at least she says it instead of being Dawn and Jane from Thor. And Hank is like, no, you're a child.
Well, I think he says she's a child, but she's not actually.
She's not a child, but I would say she's probably like 20 years younger than him. Because it seems like he's about the age of her father. Because her father is a colleague of his that is asking him to help.
Fair point.
It's still weird though. Like a 20-year age gap is a large age gap.
Yeah,
I get that it happens in real life, but it's a large age gap.
Very large.
And then Hank is like, I can never love again. So Hank realizes that the ants have to not be in this fight because they're related to the alien. And the military shows up, but it doesn't work. And the Wasp flies in, but is almost killed.
Yeah.
And then she has to be saved by Hank, who figures out that the alien is made out of formic acid.
Yeah.
So Hank runs back to the lab and develops a cure for formic acid, but formic acid isn't a disease. And he shoots it out of a shotgun, but he's shooting it out of like a shotgun from a roof that's way far away. Yeah, shotgun does not have the range to deliver that.
Nope. Shotguns are not... I think it was more of a rifle than a shotgun.
It looked like a shotgun to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know too much about guns. Anyway, that does defeat it. And then Jan is like, someday I'll make you love me.
Yeah.
I wish I could just give this 2 stars, but it is the first appearance of the Wasp,
you should.
I'm giving it a 3.
I think it's a 1-star story with the appearance of Wasp. It's 2 for me.
I'm bumping it to 3 just as a Wasp. I don't know.
Even Wasp was dumb.
She is the most obnoxious character.
Even
And
Wasp
all she does for the first 5 years she exists is she's like, I just want to go shopping. Hank is so lame, all he wants to do is science stuff. I want him to take me shopping. People need to fucking realize how to write people that aren't white men in this era.
Oh, man. Well, it was super, super sexist back then.
I get that it's a different time, but my thing would be, if you don't know how to write people well, don't try to write for that particular group of people. Okay, last one. Tales of Suspense number 42, Trapped by the Red Barbarian.
Red Barbarian.
Now, I'm going to kind of be looking along here as Sebastian is kind of taking the reins on this one.
I literally forgot this entire story, but we're going to go for it. Alright, we start out with Iron Man. Basically, there's these communists that steal plans for this atomic bomb.
They're on a ship, right?
Yeah, they're on a ship right now, and they steal plans for an atomic bomb, but not only the plans, but the bomb itself. And it's then revealed that Iron Man was in the bomb the entire time.
Yeah, the bomb was hollow, and he just burst out. He's like, hey!
Yeah. So he defeats them and stuff, and later on, it's revealed that Iron Man, he's been working on this disintegration ray. It then pans to him showing off the disintegration ray by, I think he melted a tank first, and then a wall.
Right.
Right afterwards. And then he explained how it was still like a prototype. There were a bunch of bugs wrong with it.
Right.
And then it cuts to the communists.
They've kind of figured out.
They say their spies in America have discovered that he made this disintegration ray and it's going to make America invincible. So the leader throws a tantrum, is like, well then get the plans then. They're like, we can't. It's in his lab and his lab is too heavily guarded.
Right.
So he throws a tantrum. He's like, I'm not asking why you can't. I'm telling you to do it.
Right.
and basically throws a tantrum, throws them out, tells them to do it, yada yada yada.
So then it appears we have a knockoff version of the chameleon appearing, named the Actor, who can use his rubbery face to resemble almost anyone with the aid of a little makeup.
Yeah. The communist leader and the Actor have a talk.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he's basically like, I can get you the plans by acting as Tony Stark.
Right. So he goes to America.
Yep. This is kind of where I got lost.
Yeah.
Between who was Actor, who was Tony Stark.
So the Actor then poses as a film star to get into America. So then he pretends to be a senator, and then sends a telegram to Tony to be like, "Yo, got a message here, an important message." So he sends a telegram to Tony saying, "We need you in Washington D.C. for a meeting." Mm-hmm. And then so Tony leaves, and then the Actor comes over and impersonates Tony. He finds the Iron Man suit laying around. He's like,
he discovers Tony Stark is Iron Man, and he decides not to tell anybody yet, just in case he gets into like a pickle.
Right,
and he can reveal it. Yeah, he can reveal it to get out of that pickle, basically.
So they find the blueprints, and they take them, and then he's like, "Hey, guards, you don't need to be here. My other guard friends will be here instead." Tony goes back to his lab, and he's about to be ambushed by the guards. So the guards shoot at him, but he's always wearing his metal chest plate, so it just bounces off. So they are like, he's wearing a bulletproof vest, which is his Iron Man suit. So he changes to Iron Man. He cuts out the lights, and then he changes to Iron Man, and he kind of interrogates them. He's like, "What are you doing here? Tell me, or I'm going to basically kill you." So they're like, "Yeah, it was the Actor. He did this, this, and this." So then Iron Man gets into a rocket to go back to the Red Barbarian's headquarters.
Yeah.
And so he goes there. He intercepts the Actor's car. Yeah. They have a nice little chat in the woods. He ties it up to a tree, and then he takes the plans back, and he goes into the Red Barbarian's headquarters, and then he pretends to be the Actor.
Oh, is that what was happening?
He says he was able to steal the plans by impersonating Iron Man. And he's like, "I can't open the case, though, because it has a time lock." And he's like, "There's a bomb inside. If you try to open it before that, it's just going to blow up." So he goes home with the case. And he's like, okay. He lets the Actor go. And then he goes back to the U.S. And so the Actor comes back to the place. And he's like, "Red Barbarian, I'm so sorry that I lost the plans. He took the plans from me, and so the Red Barbarian's like, "What? I thought it was you. You're terrible." So the Red Barbarian is like, "You impersonated Iron Man to trick me, so you could get the blueprints yourself and take all the credit." And so then the Red Barbarian is like, "Yo, okay, I'm gonna kill you for that." And then he's like, "No, wait, I know who Iron Man is," but he's like, "No, he killed him." Yep. And then that's it. Iron Man goes back home, and that's it. So I'm gonna give this one.
Yeah, I gave it a 1 star.
1 star. So that's it. That was a little bit anticlimactic to end on. I feel like that was not a very good kind of way to do that. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Next week, some big stuff. Mainly, first appearance of the real Doctor Strange. So that's exciting. If you want to email into the show, it's earthsmightiestcomics@gmail.com, all one word, no apostrophe in S. Yeah. If you want to go listen to the Spider-Man Far From Home review, that is up. Also, San Diego Comic-Con coverage is also up. Also, part 1 of this episode is also up. You can go listen to any of those things or any other things that are on the website. As always, we would like to thank the fine folks over at the Complete Marvel Reading Order website, zero.travisstars.com. If you want to read along, that's where you should go. We'll be doing 71 through 80 next week. Yeah, if you like the show, tell a friend. We always appreciate just anybody listening. Yeah. I think that's about all I've got to say. So anyway, thank you all for listening again. And we will see you next time.
Next week, boys.
Woo!